How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
Every day in the Tampa area, it's the Bills.
Long drive champion.
You have no business being out there. Terrible.
You know, I'm a person too.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, you know, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On two particular exercises, I didn't think, like, I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it.
The FHSA reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship.
Play strong, play hard,
play fair.
Fans, don't embarrass your school, your kids, or yourself.
It's just a game. Now be a great fan.
Be a great fan today.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15+ years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Super Patch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single Super Patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a...
Good evening and welcome into the land of Sanford, Florida, on the campus of Seminole High School on this wild Wednesday for some non-district fun action. The 0-4 Fighting Seminoles look to upset the 4-1 Trojans from Evans High School in the team's first matchup since February of this year. Thank you for joining us here on Varsity Sports Nation. My name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside by Jared Oliver. Jared, one side just suffered their first loss of the season. The other is still searching for a win. What do you expect out of this duel tonight?
Well, I want to see Seminole. I want to see their body language tonight. They're 0-4. Their season's not over, but my question is, how do they respond in this early hole that they're in, 0-4? As for Evans, they look strong. They want to make another postseason run. They're one of the top 5 teams in the state of Florida, according to Max Preps. And I want to see what they can do how they continue to ride the momentum of what they've done so far early on in the season.
Absolutely. You know, the last time these two teams played was in the region finals, back when both of these teams were in 7A. Seminoles lost 75-70. It's a brand new season, new coach. What could a win against this powerhouse Evans team mean for the rest of their season?
Well, I think for Seminole, it's just a great win to kind of reignite your season. I'm sure it's been frustrating when you're 0-4. It's tough to get out here and still put forth your best effort, but it'll be good for Evans and head coach Alonzo Morgan to get things going here for Evans.
6A versus 7A. We'll give it to the national anthem, and we'll give you live action coming up here on Varsity Sports Nation.
How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
Sweet day in the Tampa area. It's the best part.
Long drive champion.
You know, I'm a person too.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, you know, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On two particular exercises, I didn't think, like, I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Welcome back into Varsity Sports Nation here on the campus of Seminole High School here in Sanford, Florida. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside by the Jared Oliver here on this beautiful Wednesday night. It's kind of weird. Every time I go out when the time clock goes back, I'm like, oh, it's like midnight when it's 5 o'clock, and then I realize, no, it's not. It's still 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of stuff like this, because it has kind of that under the lights feel to it, even though you're inside.
I love this gymnasium. I love the two-tone, the 3 colors on the court. And we all know what, Seminole is as far as a brand on the football field. It's good to be here for a basketball game. Evans is one of the best teams in the state. They all went all the way to the Final Four last year. So it'll be interesting to see how they look tonight. It'll be good to see them in person. And, I've heard a lot about it. I've seen a lot about Roscoe DuBois. He's a prolific scorer. He can really put the ball in the basket. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight.
Yeah, DuBois is one of those guys that he had 5 games last season where he scored 30 or more points, 35% from the three-point line. He made 83s last year. Yeah. So that's going to be something to really watch out for if you're Seminole, to kind of bring in that first victory of the season. And it's a rematch from the playoffs last year. Seminole made it to the region final, didn't win. It was a great matchup, but that was when they were back both together in 7A. and now it's now that's 6A versus 7A. So can't wait to see what'll happen. I mean, that's what's the beauty of these things is every game, every season is a story, and this story's about to get written here tonight.
Definitely. You got 4-1 versus 0-4. Evans suffered their first loss of the season. It'll be interesting to see how they kind of bounce back here on the road against a big brand of Seminole.
Absolutely. Out there for the tip-off, number 21, Dwayne Dixon for Evans, and number 34 of Jorian O'Neal. 6'4" versus 6'7". Who's going to win this opening tip-off? We assume it's 6'7", but no, it's the Seminoles. They'll start with possession here in the first quarter. Trying to get things established here. This is Coyer, heavily guarded.
One thing that Seminole needs to do better of is their half-court offense tonight. They're going to have to execute and find ways to play from the inside out because Evans is a team that can light it up from the inside out as well. So they're going to have to make the most of their opportunities.
Absolutely. Got our first foul of the game. That's going to go against number 11 of David Rushing. So 23 seconds into the first quarter, first foul. So is that foreshadowing of what's to come? I don't know. But see how that affects, at least in this first quarter.
Seminole started out slow against Dr. Phillips in their last game, but made it close kind of midway through the second quarter, but Dr. Phillips eventually started to pull away, and a lot of it had to do with the half-court offense of Seminole, just not able to put the ball in the basket. We'll see what they do here tonight against a tough Evans group.
Absolutely. Coyer trying to go to work here. Got near the paint. Thought about the three, was Peyton. Still trying to find something is Cameron.
How about the defense for Evans right now?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, they're so spread out. They're taking all the lanes away. And, I mean, we're a minute into this quarter, and nobody has scored yet. O'Neal in the paint,
First
good dump off. It's up, and rebound will be accredited to Du Bois. Evans trying to get on the scoreboard first here. Pollard with possession, enters the paint. Got a whistle before the shot. And they're going to call a foul on Pollard. So 2 fouls here on Evans here in the first quarter. Still none on Seminole, and we are still scoreless.
How about the full court pressure for Evans now?
Good drive, and that's a turnover for Cameron.
And that's what Evans is going to have to do. Put pressure on the ball, create chaos, and force turnovers to get Evans out of sync early on.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you see it in basketball. It's not too often that you see a team full court press that early in the game, but if you can establish that dominance right away and kind of just tell the other team without saying it, hey, we're going to do this, you have to get through it, that's a big thing to try and overcome. Evans, it's a floater shot up in the air, and that is good for Dwayne Dixon. Gets the first point of the game nearly 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Dwayne Dixon scored 12 points against Seminole last year.
He's got a career high of 15 against CFCA earlier in February. And now Seminole trying to get a chance to get on the board. But as you said, Jared, this Evans defense so good at staying spread out and just all the lanes to try and maybe drive into the paint or just cut off.
And this is why I mentioned that Seminole's going to have to be good on half-court offense because as you can see, I mean, it looks like they're still looking for scorers for Seminole. Like they're still looking for the guys who are going to step up and make shots.
It's a deep three, no good. Pulled down that time by Coyer. This is thrown down the court, but intercepted by Raheen Edmonds Jr. Rushes up court, misses the shot. Pulled down by Pittman.
Both teams struggling a little bit here early on in the first.
This will be a catch-and-shoot opportunity, and that kind of airmails past the hoop, and it's going back the other way, and it's intercepted by Pittman. It's pulled up, in and out, pulled down by the Seminoles. It's being fought for in the paint, and they're going to blow a whistle for the foul. Looks like it's going to go against the Seminoles. It's going to be on Tristan Payton, his first foul of the game, and I mean, Jared, it's 2-0, and we've played nearly 3 minutes of game action. It's almost like in this quarter, I always say it's like a feel-out quarter when you're trying to figure out who you're against, but these teams have taken it literally right now.
Yeah, both teams obviously a little rusty starting out here, but as for Seminole, they had about 2 chances underneath the basket to put it in and just unable to.
Rebound for Edmonds Jr. Pulled down his own missed shot underneath. Just lots of misses between both of these teams. Finally pulling it in is Pittman, and he'll go on the brigade for the Seminoles here. Looks like Seminoles trying the slower approach of the offense. Trying to find something that'll work here. 4:30 left here in this first quarter. No score on the Seminoles side. Heavy defense. Coyer finally breaks through, but it's off the front of the rim. Rebound to Edmonds Jr.
Can't leave points off the floor like that.
No, you cannot. As you get later in the game, that will cost you if you're not careful. It's put up, and it spins in and out there for Dwayne Dixon, but a foul is called, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
How about the court awareness from Roscoe DuBois on that pass?
Oh, my goodness.
Slipped that one right in there.
I mean, if you see it and you know you can toss it there, why not? And that'll be the first free throw attempt for either team, and that'll go down as a miss. And in a game that, at least for now, looks like it's going to be a close one, those free throws are going to be so much valuable going down the line if it stays this close throughout the game.
Well, you know one thing for sure. Evans is going to get it going at some point. There you can see they almost had a second attempt, and that'll be Seminole basketball. But at some point, Evans is going to get it going here. I mean, they're a team that shoots it well from the 3, and they're going to make runs in this game. It's just a matter of time. But Seminole has to take advantage of the early opportunities, especially underneath.
Absolutely. Speaking of underneath, that one nearly found its way, finds its way back. It's finally brought down by Evans, and they're going on the push. Thrown up into the air, could not make it work. And they'll pass it outside top of the key. This will be driven in, put up, and just missed by Abby Bellis. And he draws the foul. Foul is called on Darvius Coyer, his first foul. So that is 2 on the Seminoles. And another missed free throw.
The good thing here for Seminole is they look good on defense. They just got to figure out a way to put the ball in the basket on the other side of the floor.
Absolutely. And the first free throw finally lands for either side. So 1 for 4 from the line are the Trojans. Good passing here. It's floated. No good again.
That was great transition basketball. Had an opportunity underneath. You got to connect there.
Trojans. This is Bellis. Good pass underneath. And floated up. No good. Rebound Coyer. And he'll go back the other way.
It's almost like there's a lid on the rim.
I feel like it's almost like the basketball hoop is the carnival version. And we got a whistle here. See what they call. It's going to be on the Seminoles. Yeah, for Seminole High School, this is almost like a dream first quarter. It's not, the scoreboard doesn't say that, but to keep it within 3 against a team that's scored upwards of 90 points this season, it's just they just aren't taking advantage of the opportunities that Evans has given them right now.
Yeah, 3-0 with 3:11 to go here in the first quarter is pretty abnormal, pretty shocking coming from this Evans team who normally I think they average more than 59 points a game.
Yeah. Lowest they scored this whole season was 58. This will be a corner 3 if it's good. No good. Rebound by O'Neal. Good pass down. Could this be the first bucket for Seminole? And it's up and good for James Daniels.
Maybe that'll be the bucket that gets them going. This guy can get going too right here. He turns it over though.
Trojans had a push, but it's turned over. Here's another good setup there. This will be a 3 if it's good. No good. Evans had it. They call a foul, and it's going to go against Seminole. It's going to be against number 22 of Braden Tarpley.
Roscoe DuBois for Evans hasn't made a shot yet. It's quite surprising.
And if you're Seminole, that's what you want is the best player on the Evans side, kind of keeping him equalized right now. That gives you a chance right now. So it looks like Looks like it's going to be bonus, I think.
So here's a chance and an opportunity for Roscoe Du Bois to get his first points of the game at the free throw line. That's exactly what you want if you're struggling early.
Averaged just under 19 points a game last season, just under 17 the year before, and that is his first point of the game.
You know what's so interesting to me is Roscoe Du Bois, as talented as he is, one of the best guards in the state of Florida as far as the ability to shoot the ball, but has no offers. No offers.
So with those two made free throws, it's 3 for 6 for Evans. This is a corner 3 attempt off the mark and will be pulled down by Du Bois.
Let's see if Du Bois tries to get it going here.
Pollard had it, lost it, and the Seminoles on the hard push here. It's going to be flipped and airmails the hoop, and the Trojans get on the horse and go the other way. Corner 3 attempt up, and it's going to be rebounded that time by Tarpley.
It's like the misses are contagious.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, Evans, at some point, you expect them to hit these shots.
Rushing, floats in, and it flies down. And the shot will count.
That's David Rushing there. Great physical finish at the rim. Chance to get 3 at the free throw line. And he's a wing that can score at all 3 levels. Scored 20 points versus Seminole a season ago.
Yeah, and that's his best game of his career in high school is against this team. So it's kind of funny because you see some players, no matter what level, they just play really well against certain opponents. It's kind of an anomaly sometimes.
Yeah.
Rushing will complete the 3-point play, and we are now up to 8-2 in this first quarter. Trojans think they have found something here. The Seminoles say, hey, hold on a second. That's a 2-pointer for Jordan Pittman.
Both teams starting to settle in a little bit here. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Directing traffic is Bellis. Good pass to Rushing. Just got the 3-point play. Flips it, no good. And that will be pulled down by Javon Peterson.
High percentage shot, but unable to execute.
So Pittman going to work. Gets into the paint. Good pass underneath, up, and it's good there for Javon Peterson. It's back to a 2-point game now.
Those opportunities have been there in this first quarter for Seminole. We'll see if they settle in here. And look at that. There he goes, Du Bois, finally making his presence felt here in this first quarter.
Absolutely. For the Trojans, that's a guy that you want to get hot early and often. And he looks like he's starting to feel it here in the waning stages of this first quarter. Seminoles trying to answer back here. Coyer finally passing it out to Pittman. Pittman's got Clayton all over him. Down to 35 seconds left in this first quarter. 10-6 is your score. This will be a 3 attempt. No good. And the Seminoles just keep it in. What a play. And it looks like they're going to draw the foul.
I don't exactly know if he had to volleyball hit that across court. I think it was touched by an Evans basketball player. I'm not sure.
I think it's just it's so ingrained in you to not commit that over and back that I'm just impressed he got there before it did that touch on the other side of the line. But that's the thing, too, for this Seminole team. It's going to take plays like that of just relentless pursuit and not giving up on the play to kind of keep the energy alive throughout this game. Coyer will begin with possession. Good defense there by St. Jacques.
Let's see if Seminole holds for the last shot here.
As they draw a foul against Jacques. 6'1" senior. Still no bonus for the Seminoles, so this will just be a common foul. 12.6 seconds left here in this first quarter. Still can't believe it was 3-0 for most of this quarter, and then all of a sudden the offense woke up on both sides. This will be a deep 3 if it's good, and it is good for Jordan Pittman.
Well, the offense gets going there as we end the first quarter for both teams. We've seen Seminole respond, and how about Evans as well?
Yeah, what a shot there. That was, if he had a watch on, that would have been Dame time right there. We'll take a quick break. It is Trojans 10, Seminoles 9. We'll give you second quarter action in just a moment.
How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
What's every day in the Tampa Bay area and some elsewhere.
Long drive champions.
Welcome back into Varsity Sports Nation here in the second quarter. 10-9 Evans. Trying to extend that up to 3. Can't get it to fall. And they're going to say last touch by the Trojans, Seminole ball.
Got to give credit to Evans. So far in this game, they've been physical down in the paint, really making life hard for for Evans.
Physicality has been really the name of that entire first quarter. Took a long time for scoring to do anything. Evans pushing, good move, and it's put back in. I believe that was by Antonio Pollard, and it's 12-9.
Pollard, one of the captains on this team. And look how Evans is blitzing Seminole.
Just going back to that full court press that you were talking about. Seminole trying to get something going back here and cut the lead all the way back down to 1 on that beautiful three-pointer. That one is a miss and will be pulled down there by Dixon.
Seminole's playing great defense, but they're going to have to complement their defense with offense and make shots. They could have the lead right now, but they're just not playing well on the offensive side. They're missing shots just like that.
That was great pass to get into the paint and just could not take advantage of it. And Evans is going to go down the other way and miss their shot. Flips it backwards, no good. Pollard still has it. This will be the third try, and it flips up, count it, and the foul for Orozco Du Bois. And he started getting hot there towards the end of that first quarter. And, minute 22 into the second, and he's got another shot.
Yeah, he's going to get going at some point. It just depends on how hot he gets, but you got to give credit to Seminole. The defense has been suffocating so far. Evans is going to Seminole's going to have to figure out how to score on offense, and we talked about it in the pregame. The half-court offense is going to be the story for Seminole. Can they get the offense going? Can someone step up or a couple guys step up and make shots?
Absolutely. And so 2 times today we've seen three-point plays get executed here by Evans, and that's really been one of the biggest differences in this game. Has been that 4 for 7 from the free throw line for Evans. Seminole has yet to attempt. It's a 3 if it's good, and it does go for Jordan Pittman.
And there it is. That's what's going to have to happen. You're going to have to make shots to keep this game close because Evans, they're really good at scoring the basketball, especially led by their leader with Du Bois.
Look at that defense there. Pittman just made the shot, forcing a jump ball, and it's Seminole basketball. I said that in that first quarter when they had that chase down to prevent the over and back. The relentless pursuit is going to be the difference in this game, whoever can have more of it. Good passes there. And it's going to be blocked there by Dixon.
Great timing on that block. Avoided the contact of the body. And now his team's out in transition, but they turned it back over.
Pardo had possession. Rosero trying to keep it alive. And this is back over to Jed Arias. Popped up, still going. Almost looks like a game of pinball on the floor. And it's finally turned back over.
Evans is just not playing clean basketball offensively.
So the 3, if it goes, in and out. Rebound Pollard. Pollard, good pass underneath. And they're going to call a foul. Seminole wanted a travel. So they're going to say it was an arm grab against the Seminoles.
David, go ahead.
Not in the act of shooting, so it just will be a common foul.
David Rushing checking back in for the Trojans.
David Rushing's kind of been that guy for Evans in this first half where he's been scoring, but he's been kind of that silent assassin, if you will. You don't really notice him getting those shots up, but he's been that guy that's been the spark plug for this Evans team. And the Rushing, back to Rushing near the paint, and they're going to say he stepped on the line, and it's going to be possession back to the Seminoles.
Evans just not in sync here in the first half or in the second quarter, just offensively. Both teams have struggled offensively, but this is very uncharacteristic of Evans so far offensively. But you got to give credit to Seminole. I mean, look at the pressure that they're putting on Evans, creating turnovers, and Seminole, they're going to have to capitalize here on offense. There's a good chance here.
Free ball by Cameron is good, and it's a tie game for the first time tonight. It's 15-all here in the second quarter.
And that'll keep Seminole in this basketball game. If they can hit shots, then it'll be an interesting game.
Dixon said, hey, not so fast, and he put up the easy layup to make it 17-15. And they're going to call a foul against Marvius. So 2 fouls here for the Seminoles in this second quarter, 1 now for the Trojans. As Pittman will lead the brigade here for the Fighting Seminoles. 4:30 left here in the second quarter and first half. And intercepted going the other way is Edmonds Jr., and he lays it up and in, and it's back to a 4-point game.
Seminole makes a good play offensively, then they turn around and make a bad one.
Pittman will pull it from 3. He's been hot so far, can't make it. Good placement there by Cameron to keep that play alive. Down to 4 left. Pittman pulls the trigger, passing it on the outside to Cameron, trying to go in. It's up, but they're going to call a travel. That's the first travel we've seen called in this game, and it comes with just under 4 minutes left here in this half.
Seminoles making good plays defensively, but offensively they're just killing themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's a thing that you can work on and kind of emphasize heavy during what they call halftime adjustments, but if nothing else, their defense is keeping them in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
And honestly, if your defense can hang on as good as it can, once the offense starts firing, then that's when it starts becoming dangerous. But it's kind of one of those, it's like, okay, cool, but we need it to fire now.
I want to see Evans work their half-court offense. Too much sloppy play so far in this first half.
Good pass, it's taken back here by Pardo. Coyer. Oh, what a slick pass underneath. Pardo able to draw a foul there, and he will go to the line and shoot 2. I believe this is the first free throw attempts for Seminole here tonight. Unbelievable.
Seminole's playing physical, trying to keep this game in check. There's no doubt about it. Evans is certainly the favorite in this one, but Seminole's playing strong here in this first half so far, but the offense is what's hurting them. Both teams have struggled here offensively, but Seminole is going to have to play well to keep this game close.
Absolutely. They split the free throws, making it 19-16. With under 3.5 left here in the second quarter. Trojans. Good catch and shoot shot there by Pollard, and he extends it back to 5. It's 21-16 Trojans. Coyer taking it himself, enters the paint, flips it high, and it falls down short of the hoop. Trojans going very fast here. Good passes, got a piece of it there, was Cameron. Trojans trying to find an opening, good pass underneath into the paint. Got all ball there, I believe, by Pardo.
Another scenario where Evans just not working the half-court offense. Ball's not moving. Everyone's just standing around and looking.
Standing around and looking doesn't do too much. Sebastian Cameron from 3, and it's good, and it's back to a 2-point game.
Good shot by number 1 there.
He's got a career high of 6 against University last December. 21-19. Evans will try a 3, way off. Pardo gets it, but they turn it back over. Evans flips it. That was David Rushing. Called his name a few times throughout this first half, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
And if you're Seminoles head coach Sean Reddy, that's got to be frustrating to see. You're seeing your team play well, be physical, but situations like that, you turn it over, you're not being disciplined, making sure your guy is open, you turn it over, and now Evans is at the free throw line with a chance to cut this, or tie it up here, actually.
That is in and out there for Rushing, so it keeps it at 21-19. This is, and I keep telling you, Jared, I mean, it's crazy that that right now Evans has gone to the line the most, but they're only up by 2. That just is a testament to how the Seminoles have just really kept themselves in this game by virtue of their defense. They just got to clean it up on offense, and with some of the passes have been sloppy, but you just have to take advantage of what Evans is going to give you.
Yeah, sloppy basketball by both teams, really.
So 5 for 8 from the free throw line is Evans. Seminoles might have gotten a piece of that. Was Dwayne Dixon, excuse me. This is a 3-ball for Evans, and they get it to go. That's Raheem Edmonds Jr. with the 3. It's 25-19.
A good shot under 2 minutes to go to extend their lead.
It'll be a drawn foul. They're going to call that against John St. Jacques. That's the 3rd team foul in the second quarter for the Trojans.
Darius Clayton checking in for Evans, and he's a player who's very physical, can make some plays offensively and defensively. One of those guys that just gets gritty.
In a game of basketball, you just have to, especially on defense. That's going to be another turnover here for the Seminoles, and you just, at some point, the turnovers are going to start piling up, and you're just going to have to.
They already have.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. But for Evans, I mean, it's almost like a sigh of relief when they see the Seminoles unable to cash in on their mistakes. And if you're Evans, the shot is starting to fall. You can start extending your lead and push the momentum towards you before you even go into halftime. Good little passes here, taking their time. And it's flipped up and in by Dwayne Dixon. Seen him a couple of times take advantage of his height, standing at 6'7", flips it up, and that will be a timeout called by Seminole. It's 27-19. It'll be a 30-second. But Jared, I mean, you've talked about it all game. We want to see the half-court offense for the Trojans really start. It seems like they're starting to click a little bit better on their offense, and for the Seminoles, that defense is held out for most of the half, but it looks like it's starting to break down a little bit.
Well, I think for Seminole head coach Sean Reddy, he's playing zone defense because he knows how good Evans is. It looks like they're running a little bit of a 3-2 or a 1-3-1 set, so that's causing problems for Evans to really get in the passing lanes. That's why you see so many loose balls. You see so many turnovers and fouls, because Evans is a team that's trying to get in the lane. They want to shoot the 3-ball, but you got to give credit to Seminole. They've been physical. They're a long, rangy team, and it's been problems for Evans so far.
Down to the final minute of this first half, controlled by Sebastian Cameron. Gets that poked away. What are they going to say it's off of? They're going to say it was off of a Evans player, so it remains with the Seminoles. The far side referee comes in and says it was touched. That's a big call here for the Seminoles. Can they take advantage of it?
Wow.
And they're going to call a foul there on James Daniels.
Had a chance to cut into this deficit, and they turned it over there. They maybe could have gotten a 2-for-1 here with 57 seconds to go, but now a chance for Evans to extend their lead here.
So they'll bring back in Jordan Pittman on the Seminoles side. He's made a couple big threes here in this first half. But if you're the Seminoles, you just got to continue to play the lockdown defense that you've been doing so far in this first half, and you cannot give up easy drives or easy buckets here.
Looks like the zone defense again here.
3 ball is no good. Pulled down, that time by Tarpley. This is Pittman going to work, entered the paint, pulled it back. Tarpley for 3, off the mark. It's being battled for, and it's pulled back down by the Seminoles. Tarpley almost got it stripped. This is a high shot, and it's up and good for Coyer just outside the paint stripe.
Great shot for him over the 6'7" Dwayne Dixon there.
Evans going a little quickly here, but also trying to go slow at the same time to bleed the rest of this clock. 27-21, under 5 seconds. The shot's put up, bouncing around is no good. Seminole fighting for it underneath, and they're going to stop the clock with 0.1 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
So they're going to, the official just said he was asking if that was 1 second or 0.1. So he was saying that Evans can't catch and shoot here.
Yeah, there's a rule. I know in the NBA there's I forget the guy's name, but it's a rule that unless there's 0.4 seconds or more on the clock, you cannot catch and shoot. It just does not work. So that'll do it for the first half. It's 27-21 Trojans over the Seminoles. Jared, from what we've seen in this first half, what do the Seminoles need to do coming out of halftime to give themselves a chance against the Trojans here?
Have better offense, half court. They, I mean, for both teams, you know, it's not just Seminole or Evans. Both teams are struggling in the half court offense set. Seminole is playing a zone defense. It's like a variation of a 3-2 or 1-3-1 zone defense. So that's giving Evans problems offensively. And as for Seminole, they're just struggling getting points. I mean, they've had opportunities underneath. They've had some 15-footers. They've had some threes that they've knocked down. But you're going to have to be better not turning the ball over because, I mean, you imagine at some point Evans is going to get it going. They've already got a 6-point lead.
Absolutely. Well, we will see how the rest of this story gets written between the 0-4 Seminoles and the 4-1 Trojans when we return. Be back in about 8.5 minutes here on Varsity Sports Nation for the second half.
5-point.
How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
Plus every day in the Tampa area and the Pittsburgh.
Long drive champions.
You know, I'm a person too.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, you know, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On 2 particular exercises, I didn't think like I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it.
The FHSA reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship.
Play strong, play hard,
play fair.
Fans, don't embarrass your school, your kids, or yourself.
It's just a game. Now be a great fan.
Be a great fan.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15 plus years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Super Patch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single Super Patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a QR code. When these ridges come in contact with our skin, the receptors in and around our skin send a message to our brain, which then decodes it. This intricate pattern of ridges is known as vibrotactile technology, or VTT for short. When the patch stimulates the skin receptors, it generates and sends a very complex signal to our brain to correct the specific neural codes that may be disrupted. The effects are almost immediate, so you focus less on overcoming wellness and quality of life challenges and more on living a happier and healthier life. Whether it's improving your sleep, enhancing your sports performance, or unlocking other life-enhancing benefits, Super Patch has you covered. Try Super Patch today and start your health and wellness journey. www.superpatch.com.
Hey everyone, Scott Jamieson here, the Associate Executive Director for Athletic Services at the Florida High School Athletic Association. Wanted to take a couple seconds today to remind everyone how important it is that we are paying attention to the heat out there. I don't have to tell you guys how hot it is, you're the ones that are out there. Please make sure you are following the state laws. In our Red Book, which you can find at FHSAA.com under Rules and Publications, on page 108 you'll find policy 41.6. That lays out specifically in accordance with state law what your teams can and can't do for your outdoor sports when it gets to be a certain ambient temperature outside. That temperature is taken by a wet bulb globe thermometer or another type of device that measures the ambient temperature. That includes the wind direction, the angle of the sun, the humidity, the shade, takes all of those things into account and then gives you a temperature. And again, if it falls on this chart over a certain temperature reading, then there are certain things that you have to do. Also wanted to remind everyone how important health and safety of our student athletes is. Of course, that is the #1 priority for all of our schools and us here at the FHSAA. You also have to have a cold tub submersion tank of some sort out at every single outdoor activity, game, and practice. And again, I'd like to reiterate, it is all outdoor sports, including swimming. We have had some questions about that. Yes, swimming. If your pool is outdoors, which I believe most of our pools in the state are, if it's an indoor pool, different situation. But as an outdoor pool, it would fall under these same state laws in FHSAA policy 41.6. Again, get that wet bulb globe thermometer. If you don't have one, you got to have some way of measuring that ambient temperature in accordance with state law to make sure that the environment is safe for student athletes. The hours between about 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. are when the heat is at its highest. And so those are times to typically try to avoid when practicing or playing contests right now during this extreme heat. Thank you, everyone. Please stay safe out there.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
Every day in the Tampa area, it's the best part.
Long drive champion.
You know,
welcome back into Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Sanford, Florida, here at Seminole High School. It is 27-21, Evans over Seminole. Leading scorer for the Trojans is Orozco Du Bois with 7, and for the Seminoles is Jordan Pittman with 8. It was 9-10 at the end of the first quarter. It was 21-27. The Trojans scored 17 points in that second quarter. See if they can continue pushing here in the third. Seminoles very much in this game, as that is a 3-ball missed. But look at the second chance action there as Pollard puts it up for a 2.
Seminole still playing that zone defense. Evans gets lucky there with the second opportunity to get a layup.
Second chance opportunities are going to be very valuable throughout this second half as the defenses may start getting tired. That's going to be a quick foul 33 seconds into the second half. And it's kind of what we saw in that first quarter where first whistle was within the first 30 seconds. So we'll see if that plays a part here in the back half of this game.
Evans head coach Lonzo Morgan wanted a 5-second violation there. Didn't get the call. Evans still in that man defense.
Evans has been making it work, and they've sort of found their mojo towards the end of that second quarter and now into the third quarter. Nearly forced an over and back violation.
How about the defense from Du Bois there? Forces the turnover, and now they get the call they want.
That's what you have to do if you're Evans in this third quarter. It's kind of like what Giannis Antetokounmpo said when they played the Atlanta Hawks in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Yeah, we don't want to play with our food. And for Evans, it's a opportunity here. Hey, let's take over this game and let's do what we do and score a lot of points and beat teams.
Evans moving the ball much better here to start the third quarter compared to the first half.
Catch and shoot 3 is off the back of the hoop. And Seminole thought they had possession. Finally get it to Sebastian Cameron. Long pass. It's flipped high. Nearly lost it. McCoyer finally pulled it back. Cameron almost shoestringed it underneath, but it's intercepted by the Trojans.
Evans looks much better this second half.
They do. Their full court offense is really, or half court I should say, is really firing, and that just rolls off the cup.
Their last 2 possessions, they've had great shots. You can live with those shots. Eventually they'll fall, but see, you got Du Bois pressing. That's a good shot. High percentage shot. Eventually those will fall for Evans.
Seminoles' second chance opportunity is good for Braden Tarpley. And it cuts it back to 6, 29-23. Trojans thought about the three. They will shoot it. It's Edmonds Jr. off the mark. Second chance opportunity there for Rushing. He's been living up to his name. He has been rushing all over the court and creating those second, sometimes third chance opportunities, and he'll go to the line to shoot too.
Sometimes it takes your players going to the free throw line for the offense to settle in and start to hit shots. They struggle from the three-point range. They're still looking for that rhythm outside, and maybe we'll see it fall, maybe we won't, but if you can go to the free throw line, slow the game down, work your half-court offense, and then you've got to like your chances if you're head coach Alonzo Morgan.
First free throw is good. Kind of started slow on the free throws for Evans. Finally got it to go, got them going. So that moves them to 6 for 9 from the free throw line. Puts it up to a 7-point game.
David Rushing, one of the players on this team that really stretches the floor for the Trojans, can score at all three levels.
So 7 for 10 from the free throw line. Quick catch and shoot off the cup, but it's put back up and in by Joreen O'Neal, and it's back to 6.
Seminole keeping this game close.
Good short passes here by the Trojans.
Look at the ball movement here inside.
Oh my goodness, Rushing underneath, just beautiful shot there, puts it back up to 8.
I mean, the halftime adjustments for Evans has been spectacular so far. Pressuring the ball, working the ball in their half-court sets, looking for high percentage shots.
Pittman thought about the three, will float it. Dances up off the glass and down, and they are both teams trading buckets here in this third quarter. Catch and put up, no good. Rushing gets the pull down, offensive rebound. Rushing throws it up, denied by the hoop, but Du Bois says, I got you, and puts it up and in. He'll go to the line for another potential three-point play.
Du Bois doing the dirty work there. Usually a three-point specialist, can hit mid-range shots, but gets in there, gets the offensive rebound, and now he gets a chance for 3 to put his team up by, I'm bad at math.
8.
8, there we go. I went to school for writing.
Hey, you know, we could all get better at our writing. I mean, I hated English, but
yeah,
it applies more as you get older.
There you go.
So that's the third three-point play we've seen Evans cash in on this game, and
yep,
they're taking advantage of those shots when they go in, and that's one of the big reasons. I mean, 3-point plays, 3 of them, and that's the difference in this game. It's a 9-point game now, largest lead for either team.
Evans still blitzing Seminole's point guard at 3/4 court.
Catch and shoot, and it's up and good for James Daniels.
One of the best shots of the night for Seminole.
It's so smooth and nothing but net there. And another drawn foul.
I mean, you can just see the offensive talent that Roscoe Du Bois has. He can really get to wherever he wants, create his own shot. He's a weapon to have if you're Evans.
Kind of a slow start for Evans. Almost like trying to start your car in negative 20-degree weather in the Midwest, but they finally have warmed up here. Evans, oh my goodness, what a shot by Du Bois.
Right on time, Du Bois creating his own shot, that burst of a first step, easy bucket off the window.
I mean, the way, it was just so smooth. I don't really know how to describe it. It was just smooth. Seminoles missed shot. Who else gets the rebound? Du Bois, he is really starting to fire.
And Evans getting out and running now.
Rushing missed the shot. That was taken by Pittman. Back to Pittman. They're going to pass it outside. This will be a corner 3 if it goes. Just short. Catch and put back there by James Daniels. And they're going to call, the Seminoles are going to call a full timeout here. 38-31. Just when it seems like that Evans is going to pull away, Seminoles are keeping this a game. It's still not over. But as long as they keep it within that 6 to 8 point region, Jared, it seems like they have a chance. Evans really has not been able to just put their foot down and just punish Seminole right now.
Yeah, the zone defense is making life hard, but you got to give credit to the adjustments that Evans head coach Alonzo Morgan made at halftime. I mean, the half-court offense, as far as ball movement around the horn, looks much better. And the shots haven't really fallen for the Trojans yet, but you got to give credit to they're working inside and out, getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely. I mean, it just Alonzo Morgan been here. This is his 8th season here at Evans. His last losing season was in 2017. It was a 12-14 record. I mean, he's coached this team through 9A, through 7A, and now it's 6A. So he's been through all the transition changes throughout the leagues he's had to coach in. And, I mean, just a testament to this team. I mean, we talk about Du Bois really a killer from the three-point land, having to adjust his game and have to do the dirty work, as you alluded to. I mean, that's the difference between teams that live and die by the three and then make adjustments depending on who their opponent is.
Yeah, for sure. Seminole feeding off the loudest bunch in the crowd tonight, the cheerleaders.
Need that energy boost from the crowd because that really feeds into as a team and can get you going as well. Trojans trying to stifle. Oh, my goodness.
Just great half-court offense there. Backdoor cut inside for David Russian. Easy finish, high percentage shot. And look here, a turnover for Evans.
And, I mean, just going back to work. Oh, my goodness, put back up and good for Pollard. Second and third chance opportunities for Evans, and that is why they got a double-digit lead now. It's up to 11.
Talked about it in the first half. Seminole has to be better in their half-court offensive set, and when they have their opportunities, and that one goes down, high percentage shot.
Yeah, Javon Peterson, right place, right time, cuts this back to 9. Evans going quickly. They do not care as Du Bois flies it up in the air and will go to the line to shoot 2.
You can feel the tempo and the momentum swinging in Evans' way right now. Orozco Du Bois getting out and running, driving hard to the lane, creating contact, getting through to the free throw line. We've seen David Rushing get involved here offensively. The ball is really moving, and the half-court adjustments, you got to give credit to Alonzo Morgan here for the Evans Trojans.
First free throw is good. Him and Rushing have just been money from that charity stripe. After that, again, they missed their first 3 free throws on the day, and just ever since then, whether it's Rushing or Du Bois at the line, it just does not matter. They have just found their stroke, and I just announced or jinxed it, so there it is.
Happens to the best of them.
Yes, it does. So that moves it to 8 for 12 from the free throw line for Evans. Only seen 2 free throw attempts for Seminole this entire game, and yet it's only a 10-point game.
It's a mix of Seminole's second and third rotation. Let's see if they can get a spark going offensively for the Noles.
Good passes here. Down to 2:20 left here in this third quarter. It's bounced up and out of bounds. Will remain with the Seminoles.
In the first quarter, it was all about the defense. Most of the second quarter as well, but the offense starting to click here for Evans, and that's a bad sign for Seminole unless they can come up with some big shots and make some stops.
Seminole good passes here. Be a deep 3 if it goes off the mark. And it's going to call a foul underneath.
And those are the type of shots you're going to have to hit if you're Seminole. Wide open shot, high percentage shot. You can live with that, working the ball around the paint and then around the half court. I'm sorry, not half court, the three-point line. And, you want to see Seminole knock down those shots.
So with that foul, it puts Evans in the bonus. Noles have 5 fouls to Evans 1. So Rushing, another guy you want to have at that free throw line to keep extending this lead. First free throw is money. Because until right now, Seminole has been hanging around and giving Evans problems. And now if you're Evans, you just want to continue to claw and keep pulling away.
Well, it's only a 12-point game. It's a game of runs. If Seminole can get a couple stops, you see there's a miscue there on the full court offense for Seminole, but it's a 12-point game. They can get back in. This is a game of runs, get a couple turnovers, maybe hit some threes, get a few stops, but easier said than done because Evans is certainly feeling it right here offensively here in the second half.
Finally, the engines are warmed up from that winter storm here for Evans. As I alluded to earlier, it's up in the air, short, but I mean rushing right there to put it back up and in. Yeah. And I mean that's what's allowing Evans to pull away, is being in the right place and getting those second, third chance opportunities. Seminoles put it up, no good. As Evans pulls it down, it's a fight for that ball. Seminoles get it back. Good passes, might have taken too many, but they draw the foul.
And that's what you want if you're Seminole. Do the dirty work. Keep this game close, or try to get back in this game as best as you can. Those are the type of plays, and that's the type of effort you're going to have for the remaining of this third quarter and for the entire fourth quarter as well.
So Javon Peterson will go to the line. Just the second time a Seminole player has gone to the charity stripe tonight. Seminoles 1 for 2, make that 1 for 3. Peterson also plays football for the Seminoles, plays defensive line and outside linebacker. You can kind of see that in his size, standing 6'2", 189 pounds.
And Du Bois checking out for the Trojans. Darius Clayton in for Evans, as well as Dwayne Dixon. So they're going back to their big A guys.
And if you're a Seminole, take advantage of that. They're one of their go-to guys is down. Take advantage of it. See what you can create.
Wow, no call there.
Thought it was going to be almost said false start. Travel.
Yeah, surprising no call there.
Peterson says, all right, I'll take it myself. And Evans draws the foul on the other side.
Everybody in the gym thought that was going to be a travel call. I think even Seminole thought it would be a travel.
And Justice Bracero was like, oh, they didn't call it. All right, I guess I'll keep dribbling. That free throw is money there from Antonio Pollard.
The story of this third quarter, Evans getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely. I
mean, they're driving hard to the basket, getting second chance opportunities, and they're going to the free throw line, extending their lead. Now up by 13.
Make that 12 for 16 from the charity stripe. They've scored 22 points in this third quarter alone. They scored 27 the entire first half.
See, that's just not a smart pass in your full court offense when you're being pressured. You got to feel the defense of Evans in their full court defensive set. You can't just make telegraphed passes. You have to feel what Evans is doing, and Seminole's not doing that right now.
3-point shot for Pittman off the mark. Just an absolute war in that paint area. It's popped up, dancing around, and finally falls in for Coyer. And it's 49-38 Trojans. Trojans taking the wide open three for Clayton off the mark. Pittman catches it, and the Seminoles on a hard push here. Pittman trying to get open, tossing it to the side. This will be a three ball if it goes off the mark side, flipped up, no good, and Rushing gets the defensive rebound.
Officials are letting these teams play.
Corner three attempt, it's up and good for Darius Clayton, and it's 52-38 Trojans.
Another miscue in the full court offense. Seminole just hurting themselves, and now you've got a 3-on-1, does draw the contact, and Seminole they catch a break there.
Give credit to where credit's due there on Braden Tarpley. I mean, could have easily just let it go, but fought for it and was able to just tap it off the leg of one of the Trojan players to keep that down for the Seminoles. Just the third time a Seminole player has gone to the charity stripe in this game. First free throw is good for Peterson.
The 6'6" junior, Jawan Robinson, checking in now for the Evans Trojans.
This is going to be where these free throws are. You cannot miss. You have to be accurate from the free throw line if you're Seminoles down the stretch. Cannot miss anymore. As they go 2 for 2 there. So Seminoles 4 for 6 from the stripe. 12 for 16 on the Trojan side. 52-40, 2.7 seconds left. Trojans, can they get one in before the end of the third quarter? No. And that will do it for three quarters. Fourth and final quarter coming up here on Varsity Sports Nation. It's 52-40 Evans The final chapter of this game will continue when we return.
How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
Every day in the Tampa area, it's the best part.
Long drive champions.
And we welcome you back into Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Sanford, Florida. Fourth and final quarter here, Jared. I mean, it's still anybody's game here in the fourth quarter. 12 points, though. Seminoles got a deep hole to dig out of.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an ugly game for both teams, but Evans has done what good teams do. When they struggle, they still find ways to win, and so far they've looked good, especially in that third quarter, and they're now up 12 here to start the fourth.
Good opportunity there. Seminoles wanted a call, don't get it, still keep battling, don't get it either. And heads up play by Coyer to keep that play alive. I keep talking about the relentless pursuit for Seminole has to kick in the highest gear it's been in this entire game. And it's plays like that that'll give them a chance, but they have to cash in on shots. Jordan Pittman has it, covered by Pollard. Pittman enters the paint, finally dumps it. Good pass underneath.
Wow, no whistle there. That was all ball.
I mean, just when the Seminoles look like they have an opportunity, the laying of bricks in that paint just stifle it from the Trojans. Seminoles driving to the basket, denied again.
Seminoles trying to get inside and take advantage of high percentage shots, but this Evans team's long, rangy, and physical, and Seminoles just struggling to put the ball in the basket here in this second half.
Both these teams trying to get back in the win column. Evans' last game they played on December 7th was a neutral tournament game against Oak Ridge, lost by 5, 85-80. Seminoles have yet to win a game this season. Brand new coach. This is a three for Pittman, just off the mark, and that was finally pulled down by Evans, as Seminole had that possession for what seemed like 45 seconds. And we got a travel call on Evans, and that'll turn it back over.
See if Seminole can get their offense going here. You forced the turnover, you forced the travel call, and now Seminole needs to find some rhythm here offensively. Someone needs to step up and put the ball in the basket. Still haven't found that guy for Seminole tonight, and they're still looking for him on this team.
I feel like both teams are. I mean, we've talked about Du Bois and rushing, but it just seems like once they start going, then it either spreads out to somebody else or the Seminole defense locks up for 3, 4, 5 possessions in a row. It's really weird. Very weird game. Evans on the pursuit. Clayton gave it back up to Pollard. Good defense there by the Seminoles. And it's back over towards Du Bois. Pass outside. Back to Du Bois again.
Smart move there by Du Bois.
Whistles here, 3-second. They're going to call a 3-second violation on the Trojans, and Coach Morgan can't believe it.
Interesting call there.
Well, this is the point where whether you're the Seminoles or the Trojans, you just have to keep your cool and realize every refereeing crew is different. They're going to call it how they're going to call it, and we've seen them let them play, especially in that third quarter, and you just got to lock in and play your game. You cannot rely on the whistles to bail you out.
See how Seminole deals with the half-court offense here.
Good smooth passes, and it's up and good for Jareen O'Neal. He's had a couple big shots underneath the bucket today in the paint area. Cuts it back to 10. Jed Marvis up and good. It's back to 12. Haven't called his name too much tonight, but that was a big shot for Evans to keep this game at bay.
Seminole with a chance still here in this game. That's a big shot.
This 3 ball. Still alive. It's floated up, no good. Still being fought for. And they're going to blow the whistle. And I think they're going to call maybe a dead ball foul on the Seminoles.
And Orozco Du Bois still on the floor. He's in pain. Not sure where he was hit. Looks like he may be.
That's tough. That's a big loss if you're the Trojans, having one of your best players. Oh, he's up and looks to be okay. Gingerly walking right now, but it's positive to see that he's moving under his own power, Jared.
Yeah, it's been a physical game from the tip-off, and, you know, you're not just thinking about his health tonight. You're thinking about his health for the entire season. You don't want your star player to be banged up, you know, especially when you get into district play, you get closer to the tournament, the Florida High School State Tournament, and, you know, you got to think big picture here if you're Evans, but this game's still at bay for both teams.
Absolutely. No, you know, in any game, no lead is safe until it is. 3 ball is up and no good. It's been very quiet here from the three-point line here in the second half for the Seminoles. Trojans trying to take advantage, and that's pulled down by Tarpley. Quick offense. It's up and good for Darvius Coyer, and it's back to 10.
And these last 5 minutes, Seminole's going to have to play their best basketball of the game. They're going to have to make shots and get stops.
Catch and shoot 3, bounces off the top of the pipe and is counted out of bounds. But I mean, you just look at the Seminoles throughout this season. The most points they put up was 59 back on November 27th at Apopka. Lost that game by 10, and it's just they're 5 points away from tying that, or excuse me, I'm struggling with math now. They're 15 points away from tying that. They haven't played a bad game. It's just the mistakes are starting to pile up here in this fourth quarter. This will be a deep 3, and that's up and good by Antonio Pollard. Stretches it to 13.
And that's a killer there. Game is still, Seminole still has a chance, but that's a killer, though, giving up that 3.
Shot is no good there by Coyer. And Evans really starting to feel it, going fast and strong. Dunk!
Oh!
They're going to count it. I think they are.
The high riser.
Oh, my goodness.
David Rushing collecting a body tonight.
Yeah. He said, hey, I'm going to chug this NOS energy drink real quick and fly in and throw this one down real fast. This is the 4th three-point play opportunity for the Trojans.
What an incredible play from David Rushing. Dangerous guard, can score from all 3 levels, athletic player, and you just saw it on display there.
So 16-point game, and Pittman says, hey, this game's not over yet. 60-47. But just as fast as they got the electric 3, it's a foul call against the Seminoles.
And you just see the talent on this Evans basketball team. I mean, the Evans bench reacted to that dunk, but it's obvious that they've seen him do even better dunks because it's just like, oh, that's just what he does. We've seen David do that in practice and in the games and all summer as well on the AAU circuit.
Well, that's big if you're Evans because I just feel like they have that big lead, but they haven't really had a play yet. They've had a few threes, but they just haven't had that play that just electrified their bench.
Yeah, I mean, if Evans holds on tonight, this will be a dirty win. They just gritted it out. they haven't played clean offensively tonight. They've hit some shots when they needed to, but they're not hitting everything. They're just not feeling it. They're not scorching hot tonight offensively, but the talent's there, and Seminole is struggling. They just don't have guys who can make the shots that they need to. They've had their chances. We just haven't seen that for Seminole, which kind of speaks to their record, 0-4, and they lost a lot of talent from a season ago.
Absolutely. It's funny, I mentioned that Evans was kind of reminded me of when you try to start a car in negative 20-degree weather in the Midwest. I'll give you another analogy. In the land of oil, when you're trying to dig for oil and you put the oil well down and it takes a minute for it to get going, they were producing about 12 barrels of oil in that first half. Now they're up to about 200. You can see the big difference. Whatever was said at halftime has translated well for this Trojans team. Just the relentless pursuit on the Trojan side is what is. Oh my goodness! Off the glass and down. Never mind. Sebastian Cameron cuts it to 10.
I think my phone is ringing. He caught that.
Yes, I like that. Evans quickly puts it back up to 12. New life in this gym. 3:10 remaining. It's a 12-point game, but it just feels like it's still anybody's game. Pollard is going to go into the paint. Rushing nearly had his second dunk. Trojans still have the ball. Rushing gets denied again, this time by Jed Marvius. Wow.
Once again, like I mentioned at the start of the third quarter, Evans getting to the free throw line as they try to continue to extend their lead. It's been a physical battle, but Evans has just been spectacular tonight from the charity stripe.
12 for 16 from that charity stripe. Just so much different because Seminole is 4 for 6. Free throw is no good, making it 12 for 17. But, I mean, just credit to this Trojans team coming off a loss, kind of trying to, exercise your demons, if you will, following a loss. And it wasn't pretty in that first quarter or even the second quarter, but in scoring 22 points in the third quarter has been the difference in this game, I believe.
Absolutely.
Second free throw is good. 13 for 18 from the stripe is the Trojans. Final 3 minutes, 63-30. Trojans leading. Again, these two teams played each other in the region final for 7A last year. It was a 75-70 match in favor of the Trojans. This is just the 5th matchup since 2019 between the two teams. Corner shot off the top of the backboard, still with the Seminoles, off the glass, does not kiss it quite enough, still going, popped up in the air, and it's a foul drawn.
And just imagine if Seminole would have hit half of the attempts that they've missed tonight. This game would be much different, much different. I mean, Seminole has had their opportunities in the paint. They've had 15-footers, and they've made just a lot of mistakes in transition, bad passes, not executing, hitting shots underneath and from in the corner. And Evans, Evans is a team that's just, they've got too much talent, and you can only make but so many mistakes against the Trojans.
So the Trojans change out their entire lineup. Cameron almost made the three, just off the mark. Trojans going as fast as they were in that third quarter. Gets his pocket pick there. It was Johnny Wright. It's going to go back the other way, and Pittman puts it up to cut it to 11. And what's the call?
Looks like Evans almost stepped out of bounds there. I don't know if Darius Clayton was close to stepping out of bounds, but it's still Trojans basketball.
I'm wondering if he put his foot on the hardwood before it left his hands. That's probably what happened there. 63-52, 2:02 left here in this fourth quarter. And last touched by the Trojans.
Third time's the charm.
That's true. I just love I keep talking about it, relentless pursuit by these two teams. And it's whoever does it the most and whoever makes the least amount of mistakes is going to come home with the victory tonight. It's still anybody's game here. It's crazy to say that with an 11-point game.
I will say this, though, about Seminole. I mean, head coach Sean Reddy's in his first season. You know, he's taken over for Sylvester Wynn, who coached 9 seasons here, had 6 20-win seasons. But the effort, the body language looks good for Seminole. They're 0-4. I'm sure it's frustrating for these players. But shots like that let you know that this team still believes and they still fight and practice hard.
63-55. They'll take a 30-second timeout for Seminole. We'll take it with them when we return. 63-55. Wild finish coming your way here on Varsity Sports Nation.
What? Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
It is 1:50 left here in this fourth quarter here on Varsity Sports Nation in the land of Sanford, Florida. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch alongside Jared Oliver. Jared, I kept saying it. It felt weird to say it, but this game, when it was 12 points a lead for the Trojans, just didn't feel like it was over, and we're seeing it right now.
And how about Roscoe DuBois back on the floor after that hard fall earlier in this fourth quarter? So that's a huge get for the Trojans back with under 2 minutes to go here, so they can try to contain this lead that they've built.
Great job by Evans just kind of taking control when he wasn't in to kind of give him that time to rest and recover from that hard hit that he took earlier. But relentless defense there by the Seminoles, last touched by the Seminoles, and it will remain with the Trojans. The Trojans, minute 40 left to work with here, still lead by 8. It was tied once earlier in the game as that shot is good for Raheen Edmonds Jr., and it's back to 10.
Evans really needed a stop there. Could have had a chance to cut it to 5.
So the Seminoles draw a foul. It will not in the bonus yet. Still 4 fouls for the Noles, 2 for the Trojans. Really kept it clean most of this fourth quarter. But, I mean, these games, to a point, it just turns into, it's not pretty, but they're doing the little things right, and that's been the difference in this game, Jared.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams sloppy play to start out, but Evans really got it going in that third quarter. And the defense and the free throw line attempts and their makes have really been the difference in this game. Another turnover for Seminole here. Almost a turnover. Yeah, that is a turnover.
And believe it or not, that is the first over and back violation for either team in this game, and it comes with 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. But for Seminole, that is just a back-breaking mistake there.
It is, and Seminole was going to have to execute really well in this game to have a chance. We haven't seen that. The half-court offense hasn't been there. We haven't seen one of these guys step up and make a big play, as that was almost a huge play. Great defense by Seminole.
Way to shut down that dunk. 3 ball is no good, and they throw it ahead this time. Does he have a chance? Pollard! Oh, my goodness, he missed it. Wow.
And Lonzo Morgan disappointed in that effort. Wide open, could have flushed it, and just absolutely blew it.
Well, the first one he got blocked, and he just had the chance, but looks so much easier than it is. I mean, I can't jump that high. Ball is floated up and good for Tristan Payton. Another timeout called here by the Seminoles. 8-point game, 36.5 seconds left. We'll take it with them. Full timeout here when we return. Trojans 65, Noles 57 here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
We're back here in the fourth quarter, 36.5 seconds left here on Varsity Sports Nation in the land of Sanford, Florida. Trojans trying to put this game away. It is all anything but over currently.
Seminole needs to stop here.
Rushing. Wow. O'Neal blocked that like it was a Facebook rejection.
Yeah, big time play there. You want that ball to stay in bounds and try to push in transition.
Good pursuit here by the Seminoles, not giving up despite what the scoreboard says. Trojans trying to milk this clock as much as they can. The boys finally passing it out to Edmonds.
They've got a foul. Seminole needs to foul.
Just so much time burnt off the clock before the foul was registered.
They tried to force the turnover, but they couldn't get it, so they had to just result in try to, generate a foul here, and they're going to put the boys at the free throw line.
This is the second most points that the Seminoles have scored in a game this season. Most they've scored was 59 back against Apopka on November 27th. And on the other side for the Trojans, the fewest amount of points that they scored was 58 against that same Apopka team. So, not a pretty game, but they have cut down on the mistakes from the first half to really take over this game in the second.
How about Roscoe DuBois eclipsed the 1,000-point mark in his career on December 4th. Haven't seen the fireworks tonight, but all around great win here for the Trojans.
Well, sometimes for teams, you need a game like this where it's not just a one or two man show. It's it's an entire team effort, because really, just when we think somebody's going to take over, it either dies or it just continues to spread.
Yeah, and that's been the story, one of the stories for Seminole tonight, unable to hit the shots when they need them to. And, this team, they're led by 5 seniors. And, I guess Seminole's just trying to figure out their identity still. They're 0-4. They're going to go to 0-5. But they played hard tonight. But execution is going to be the story for Seminole tonight. Still unable to execute offensively, bad passes, bad turnovers in transition, and that's something that is going to get better over time throughout the season, and we'll see where they stand as far as district play as the season unfolds.
Absolutely. It's no need to panic. Just 2 years ago, they started the season 1-3 and made it all the way to the region quarterfinals back in 2022. But when you have a coach like Sylvester Wynn, who's got the court named after him for that long and no losing seasons in that span, to have that brought back up or to have another person take over can be hard to do. But that will do it here from the land of Sanford, Florida, as the Evans Trojans get back in the win column, 67-57. Was not pretty, but it was a W. And Jared, great showing by Seminole despite the loss, but they're starting to, I believe, find themselves here.
Well, you got to give Seminole credit. Their last loss, they lost by 19 against Dr. Phillips. They come in here, on their home floor. They lose by 10 tonight against their top 5 team in the state. You got to give credit to how they played tonight, but still just not enough against Seminole.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break. We'll interview Lonza Morgan in just a minute when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
How far can the human spirit take you? One more step? A few feet? All the way across the line this time? Back to feeling whole. Get back where you belong with national leaders in orthopedic care. Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit.
Every day in the Tampa area.
Welcome back into Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Sanford, Florida. Joining me, the winning coach tonight for Evans. Coach Morgan, it wasn't the prettiest first half, but you guys got it together in that third quarter. What was the difference in that second half for you guys?
We had more energy. We came out flat tonight, came out lethargic. Just wasn't a good start compared to some of the other games. 10 points in the first quarter is way below average. 27 and a half. We preach, pace and trying to get up and down, high 30s, mid 40s by halftime. Credit to Seminole, they kind of slowed us down. Went to a little zone, but, just slowed us down a little bit. We wasn't able to get up and down, get the pace that we wanted. So second half, third quarter, we was able to get pace and then get some, get a little extension, get some room. But all in all, just, wasn't on top of our game tonight.
So really it was kind of interesting for us calling the game because, you had Rushing with 19 points, Du Bois with 13, but it just felt more like a team effort from all of you guys. How were you guys able to stay poised and kind of bring that energy, like you said, in that second half?
Well, being balanced is kind of been our MO for about the last 2 or 3 games. We've had last game we had 5 in double figures. Game before that we had 4, and the game before that we had 4. So being balanced, it's not just a one-man show. Everybody knows about 10. Rushing is starting to make a name for himself, and we got number 1 Pollard, but we got Edmonds shooting the ball well, and then we got the big fella down low also, taking care of business. But just going in to halftime, and they realize they know stuff wasn't right, things wasn't right. So it's not a lot that I have to say because they know the expectations. They know what's expected. They know what we're supposed to do night in and night out. So it wasn't a lot that I had to say. It's more of them, coming together and realizing, this isn't, Evans Trojan basketball. This ain't EHI basketball.
I like that. Well, you guys got Windermere Prep coming up on December the 12th. What is it something to look out for when you go to face that team?
Bass, Brandon Bass, great player, excellent player. Gave us a little trouble when we played them over we played them in a fall league game, and he gave us some buckets. But I know my guys will be up for the task tomorrow night. It's our home opener, so I know definitely we played 6 on the road, so 5-1, 6 on the road. Tomorrow's our home opener. Shouldn't have no problem bringing the energy tomorrow night. So we should really be come out ready to get after it tomorrow night. And I expect good things. We're going to celebrate Trey with his 1,000 point tomorrow night as well. So should be a lot of energy in the building. So looking forward to tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us, Coach Morgan. The Trojans take the victory tonight and get back in the win column to move to 5-1. This has been Varsity Sports Nation. We'll bring you the wrap up in just a few minutes.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On 2 particular exercises, I didn't think I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Welcome back into Varsity Sports Nation. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver. Jared, it wasn't pretty in that first half, but as Coach alluded to, the energy came up for Evans in that second half. What did you notice was the biggest difference for Evans in that second half versus the first half?
It was all about getting to the free throw line. We saw David Rushing get to the free throw line. Du Bois didn't play have a great game. Scored 13 points tonight, uncharacteristic from him, but rushing really carried the way for this team. 19 points, really took over there in the second half when Du Bois went down with that injury midway through the third quarter. But you got to give credit to it. It was one of those games where the team is obviously better, as Evans was, but they willed their way to a victory tonight. Didn't play clean basketball. Neither team really did, but Evans comes away with the win, and they move to 5-1.
Anytime you play a team that's either 0-4 or has a losing record, or what some might say is a easy win in quotes, how big of a testament is this to Seminole to hang in there with a team like Evans as much as they did?
Well, Seminole is sort of rebuilding from last year. They've got a new head coach who's in his first season. They're 0-4, but the biggest thing that stood out to me for Seminole tonight is body language. I wanted to see what the body language would be like. They fought. They played well defensively. The biggest difference in the game for them is just not executing in the half-court set, unable to hit high-percentage shots, whether it was underneath the basket or high opportunities from three-point land. They turned the ball over during the full-court press that Evans was pressuring them in, made bad passes in transition, and that type of stuff you can't do against a team like Evans. Whether they're struggling or not, eventually the offense is going to come alive for Evans, and it certainly did in the third and fourth quarter.
Absolutely. It's another example of the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win the game.
Yeah.
And keep saying it. I'm going to say it till we're blue in the face. Not the prettiest game. Never thought I'd see a 10-9 first quarter, but stranger things have happened. But that'll do it for us here on Varsity Sports Nation. Evans gets back in the win column, if I can say my words correctly, moves to 5-1 on the season. Seminole still looking for their first win, but great showing tonight. We'll see you at the next produced event here on Varsity Sports Nation. My name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Jared Oliver. Thank you so much for everybody here on production, and we'll see you at the next event here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.